It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Greetings, NBA fans. Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson, and seated beside me, Kenny the Jet Smith, and the Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. The action tonight will be happening out in Dallas, where the Mavericks will be going up against the Atlanta Hawks. Looking at the Hawks, they're not satisfied with the record over the last 10 games. Under 500 basketball, just not good enough. Looking to improve tonight. Last year, the Hawks were really the surprise story of the NBA. A lot of what they did came through teamwork. Shaq, do you think they're like the prime example of a team being greater than the sum of its parts?
Ernie, let me give you a Shaq fact about the Hawks. Nobody on the Hawks last season averaged over 17 points. They had 6 players averaging double digits. So with the Hawks, it was a complete team effort. Played very, very well.
Yeah, you could see how they really moved the basketball. That was the one thing I was so impressed with, and they demonstrated unselfish play at all times.
What do you know about unselfish play?
Nothing. He shot
funny.
it every time.
Hey, listen, I was
And
a
I know
point
what you're going to
guard
say. I know what
that
you're going to
gave it
say.
up.
94, 95, you
Hey,
made the
that-
record.
yeah.
What do
We're
you
hitting
know?
threes in
What
the
do you
finals.
know about
Yeah.
unselfish play?
Nothing. They used to call me the black hole, Ernie, because once it came in, it never came out.
I used to be the gas station because I filled it up, baby. Filled it up.
Wow,
That's a
let us.
nice one.
That's awesome. Let's get down to Kevin Harlan as we approach tip-off. Good.
It's the Hawks, and they're doing business on the road in an interconference NBA game. The Mavericks hoping to give a strong showing here for their home crowd. And, of course, J.J. Barea. They will definitely miss his contributions.
Kevin, I've got to admit, I was caught off guard by this trade. I mean, he played such a big part for him. He was the last guy I expected them to move.
Yeah, but if you're going to make a move, this is when you want to do it, when a guy has basically lifted his ceiling. And so now it creates some other opportunities for some of your younger players. We'll just have to see how that transition plays out and how those new pieces fit.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting 5 on the floor. On the court for Atlanta, they've got Cephalosha, Tim Hardaway Jr. out there with Teague. Then there's Horford. And it's Humphreys in at the 4 slot. Dirk Nowitzki, what can you say? Future Hall of Famer, too many accolades to list. The most important NBA champion and Greg Finals MVP in 2011.
Yeah, and Kevin, history has proven time and time again, you really need a future Hall of Famer on your team to win a championship. Just look at all the teams that have won the title through the years.
And so it's the Hawks getting on the board first. The shot is off. Williams with the defensive effort. Looking at Dallas, they took that win in their last game against the Knicks in New York.
And if you look at the numbers, guys, I mean, what jumps out at you is the balance they had offensively.
Very satisfying road win because you're right. There was tremendous balance displayed. I mean, the crowd was basically stunned at how they were able to dismantle that defense.
And the Hawks with possession here, following the score by Dallas. Horford has a wide-open look. Had the space there, but it's offline.
They're 1 of 4 here to start, looking to get into a flow offensively.
And good on the basket. Book it.
And he placed that pass out in front of him and let him just run into it in rhythm.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Mike Budenholzer and I got a chance to talk for a bit. Coach told me that defensively, he's not even sure how you contain Dirk Nowitzki offensively. He said he really has an unstoppable shot with that turnaround. I don't know how you stop it, but we're going to try. Guys, it always helps to have those athletic, rangy defenders who can at least get a hand in his face. We'll see what matchup they go with defensively.
Thanks, Doris.
Yeah, now Horford really has become one of those elite two-way big men. And that's very rare. You look at most bigs in the NBA, they excel at either one end or the other, but this is one of those guys that does it all.
Puts it up from 7. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. And Horford at 6'10", a natural power forward who's been pressed into duty at the center spot, but he holds his own on the low block.
He also does a really good job, Kevin, moving his feet and covering in space, covering the pick and roll. He's outstanding in that regard, which is important in today's game. He's got mobility and a high IQ.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Pachulia's checked in, and Parsons gets it to go. Several lead changes going on here in the early portion of this game.
Yeah, but neither team really able to jump ahead.
It reminds me of that cameo song, Back and Forth.
You know, he might be small for a center, but it doesn't really matter because he can jump out of the building.
Pachulia kicks to Williams. Some nice passing here by Dallas. Parsons for three. Another three for Dallas. Here's Teague. He provides a good amount of offense for the team, averaging around 11.5 points a game. And the rebound goes to Nowitzki.
Boy, they were ready for him right there. I mean, totally collapsed the defense on him.
And down it goes. Dunk through off a wonderful assist.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
T kicks to Horford. Right wing, Hardaway for three. And the rebound goes to Nowitzki. Nowitzki's got 3 rebounds now in this one. The 3 from Matthews. The shot no good. So Atlanta will take it the other way. Their last game a win against the Lakers, looking to carry it into this one.
And how about the game plan that was constructed for that one? I mean, it was apparent how powerless the D was to stop it.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I mean, they just didn't have an answer for anything they threw at him.
The kick out to Williams. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Dirk Nowitzki. Williams has got himself going there, his first points of the game on the deep ball. Always seems the Mavs are able to compete for a title, Clark, but their window might be closing with some of their stars aging, namely Dirk Nowitzki.
You're exactly right, Kevin, because Dirk is the centerpiece of that franchise, has been for over a decade. They made the Rondo trade last year trying for a big finals run, but eventually they'll start to have to build for the future.
The Hawks trail by 8. Sefolosha with it, now guarded by Parsons. The kick out to Teague. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Teague's got 5 now.
A good open look, and he splashes home the 3.
And Nowitzki with the stuff.
Tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
Ah, that's bringing it down hard, Clark.
Yes,
bringing it down hard,
yes,
my brother.
Symbolic there as well of the effort here tonight.
Well, I tell you what, the post play has been rock solid right off the bat.
It really has, and they've created a lot of high percentage shots in the paint here already. And for Chris Humphries, last year was a chance to sign with a playoff contender. The Wizards turned out to be even more than that, with the 4th best record in the East, and Humphries helped them to get there, averaging about 6.5 boards per game.
Catching up on the changes for Dallas. Lee's checked in for Nowitzki. That's Felton in for Matthews.
Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
Now here's Williams. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against New York. Over to the left wing. And there's Felton. That's good on the assist by Williams. Williams has got his 3rd assist on the night. Getting back to Humphries, he was rolling pretty good last season, but a late-season groin injury, Clark, cost him the final 16 games.
Yeah, terribly disappointing for Chris because he had become an important part of that front court rotation. He was up to almost 20 minutes a game before he went down.
1:09 left in the first quarter of the game. Pachulia the pass to Williams. Another 3 for Dallas.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they need.
And it's Schroeder missing.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over it.
It's deflected. Scott with a screen on Parsons. And stolen by Parsons. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. And Lee with the stuff.
And unfortunately, we've seen a few too many of those. A lack of concentration and alertness, a turnover, and an easy bucket the other way in transition.
And really a few more of those, and this game could be over.
Scott with a screen on Williams. Schroeder kicks to Scott. Pass to Heinrich. 5 on the clock, to the paint, and the whistle blows. It'll be on Thiago Splitter. That's his first foul.
And really just a great play to sacrifice his body and take the charge.
Heads-up action there. Reading the play and then beating him to the spot. Well done. The defense better not make a habit of giving him that shot. I mean, he doesn't miss many of them.
The scoring fast and furious as we end the first quarter. Mavericks lead by 9. And the second quarter will get underway just after this short break.
Okay, Dallas, now stepping onto the court for your...
Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start this second quarter. In a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Mavericks.
Boy, the three-point shot has really been dropping for him early on.
And also another aspect of their game that's been super so far tonight is how they've been sharing the basketball.
And so in the game for the Hawks, Dennis Schroeder is out there with Tim Hardaway Jr. Then there's Horford. Then it's Mike Scott. And it's Bazemore at the 3. Matthews. And that comes off the assist by Raymond Felton. And it's 6 points for Wesley Matthews. The Hawks trail by 11. Scott with a screen on Williams. Here's Schroeder. The shot misses. And it's Dallas the other way. And this game, the first chance they've had to see Atlanta.
An interconference game here, just a 2-game season series.
Yeah, you know, you want to make every game count. Take care of business and give yourself a chance to sweep.
Clark, one thing about the Hawks last year is they were very strong on the road, as you could have guessed.
Yeah, but Kevin, they struggled a little bit down the stretch on the road, but still managed to have the best road record in the East.
He was all alone on that one. That's 7 points for Horford. Here in the second quarter with a little over a minute gone. Matthews dishes to Felton. Williams kicks to Adams. Matthews passes to Adams. It's tipped. And they're on the break. Here's Hardaway. He dents the rim with a two-handed slam. Wow.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there. You know, there was plenty to be happy about last year in Atlanta with the way the Hawks played. One sour note, though, was that the team was viewed as a potential buy for Seattle groups.
Dirk Nowitzki, he's checked in for Dallas. Atlanta also making some changes here. Chris Humphries has checked in for Mike Scott. Cephalosha comes in for Kent Bazemore. And it's Teagan for Dennis Schroeder. The Hawks trail by 11. Well, last season the Hawks not only had a great year on the floor as they were the top seed in the Eastern Conference, but they had a pretty good day at the bank, too. They sold for a nice price. Looks like the team is going to stay in Atlanta where it belongs.
Yeah, and that's great news for Atlanta, and they were rewarded with a terrific season. A group, including Grant Hill, purchased the Hogs, and obviously will keep that group in Atlanta for many years to come.
Out of bounds, Dallas takes possession.
And checking out the numbers for Al Horford. He's been fantastic over the last 10 games or so. He's around 18 points per game, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists. And when it all comes together for him, this is what he's capable of.
And this is exactly what his coaches have been waiting for that light bulb to come on.
Hardaway against Felton. Hardaway kicks to Teague. Picked by Horford. Jumper off the screen. It's rebounded by Dallas.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
Teague against Williams. Outside Teague. To the middle to end the run. And the rebound goes to the Mavericks. Nowitzki's got his 5th rebound in this one. And Adams kicks to Nowitzki. And here's Matthews for the 3. Good D by Hardaway. The Hawks trail by 16 to the middle. It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play chance here. A different look for Dallas. Pachulia comes in for Adams, and Chandler Parsons in for Williams.
And Al Horford is just a winner, guys. I mean, won 2 NCAA titles at his time playing for Florida. His teammates call him the Godfather because of how calm and quiet he is in terms of his leadership and the mentoring he provides. It's been the same here in the NBA.
Now here's Parsons. Jeff Teague unable to get his shot to go. No one near Felton as he lets it go. And drops, and it comes off an assist from Dirk Nowitzki. Nowitzki's got 3 assists in the game. Matthews against Hardaway. Pass to Horford. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Horford's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Yeah, you're making things far too easy for him when you let him get it that deep.
I echo that. Ditto. I mean, you've got to do your work early to try to keep him out of the post. Fight him a little bit. Keep him away from that spot he wants.
And it's blocked, but they recover it. Picked by Horford. Here's Hardaway. Hits the front of the rim and out.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more. You know, one aspect of their play today that's really been tight and far superior is their passing.
And that kind of flow can be elusive, but the great offenses have it, and that's just what they've shown here tonight.
6 on the shot clock for 3. Cannot hit, and it's Dallas the other way.
Their game plan needs to change if they're going to get out of this hole because he is just not there offensively. And as they continue to just dominate this game, you have to wonder how much can they win by.
Well, it's on the verge of getting out of hand, Greg. You can feel it. You can see it, in part because the defense has been about as good as the offense, and both have been really good. Well, you got to put a body on your man when the shot goes up. That's just fundamental basketball. They're giving up way too many offensive rebounds.
David Lee's checked in for Dirk Nowitzki. Then for the Hawks, Splitter's checked in for Horford. And it's Heinrich in for Tim Hardaway Jr. There's 1:54 left to play here in the half. Splitter, that's good.
A lot of space right there to get that shot off.
Not a very good job of the defender getting over the top of that screen in that particular play.
And last year we saw Coach Rick Carlisle pass the 600-win mark. Former Coach of the Year award winner has had so much success here in Dallas. One of many coaches to play for the 80s Celtics.
That's good.
Nice pass that time. What excellent vision by Jeff Teague out there.
Mavericks leading by 16. Parsons on the wing. Lets it go from deep. Another 3 for Dallas. And with Coach Carlisle, he's had great success, Greg, as you're talking about, down in Dallas. Now in his 8th season, he's never finished under 500 with the Mavericks. Only finished under 500 once in his whole career. And Clark, he only missed the playoffs twice as a head coach.
Well, we had him in Indiana, and he's fantastic as a basketball coach. And the Mavericks have made it known that he can hang around and coach as long as he'd like to. That's pretty high praise for Rick Carlisle.
And a big lead for them on both the scoreboard and the backboard thus far.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one, Greg. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
Here's T. After Wesley Matthews' score, Splitter sets a screen. Out to the right wing. Back to Teague. Releases from 15. And the whistle blows. It'll be on Thiago Splitter. That's foul number 2 for him.
And that's foul number 2. Maybe you don't sit him at this point, but you really have to be careful to not pick up another before half.
Powell, he's checked in for Pachulia. Atlanta also making some changes here. Scotty's checked in for Humphries. Ken Bazemore comes in for Cephalosha. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Teague. Splitter kicks it to Bazemore. Now the pass to Scott. Here's Schroeder. It's hauled in by Felton. Outside Matthews. And so a pretty lopsided game through the first half. It's Dallas running away with it. And we'll get going after this from the American Airlines Center.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here again with Kenny Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. We welcome you back to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. The first half went really well for Chandler Parsons. He had 13 points, 4 assists, and 1 block. And Kenny, what are your thoughts on how Dallas played?
What a brilliant, unselfish half of basketball they just played. Their ball movement was absolutely impeccable. All in all, just beautiful basketball to watch.
And Shaq, what'd you see from Atlanta?
On defense, they've been all over the place, especially when it comes time to protecting the rim. They struggle in a lot of areas, but they got to toughen up inside. It's a tough matchup for them right now, but that interior presence has to improve if they want to chip away at that deficit.
And that'll do it for now as we send you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second half.
As we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. It's been quite a game for Chandler Parsons.
And in terms of points in that first half, he's now at a point where we expect him to perform that way.
And, Greg, that tells you all you need to know about what a talent he is. I mean, I'll bet he adds a lot more to his totals after the break.
And here's Atlanta. Parsons and Dirk are in at the forward spots. Darren Williams out there with Matthews. And it's Adams in at the 5, roaming the paint. So that's who Rick Carlisle starts the second half with. Parsons dishes to Nowitzki. Good on the triple. Nowitzki's got 9 points.
They're getting a bunch of their points outside of the paint. 3 of their last 5 buckets are from three-point range.
The defense is just not closing out quick enough.
Fast break, Dallas. Matthews, no one around him. Good, and it's Williams who picks up the assist. Williams has got 4 assists now tonight. Hawks shooting well. They're at 45%. The big change last year for the Mavs came when they traded for Rajon Rondo. It looked to be the missing piece for him, Clark, but boy, it just never seemed to come together.
You just don't know. Trades are always risky. You don't know how they're going to work out, and I give credit to ownership for talking to the players to see what they thought about the trade before they actually made the deal.
Now here's Nowitzki. Jeff Teague unable to get his shot to go. They get it back, and Adams kicks to Matthews. Nowitzki for 3. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for them during the run. And things just didn't really work out with Rondo here with the Mavs. Missed a lot of games and at times clashed with that coaching staff.
Dallas calls timeout.
And, they said it was the injury, but you have to suspect the Mavs just shut him down in the playoffs. They took a big swing and missed with Rondo in acquiring him, but I think you have to give them credit for at least taking the risk.
Cephalosha with it. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one, and that is good.
These defenders look overmatched right now, especially inside.
Well, they've given up 10 of the last 12 points from close range, so I'd have to agree with you, partner.
Now here's Parsons. Here's Nowitzki, and the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
Just Mr. Reliable again here today, Kevin. I mean, they need his points, and he's producing.
Teague against Williams. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. Well, you just watch Jeff Teague. He's a natural scorer, Clark. He's also made steady improvement as a playmaker.
Yeah, you look at his assist rate, Kevin, well in the top 10 in the league. He's cut down on his turnovers as well. You can tell he's starting to really figure it out, and the game is slowing down for him.
And the bucket counts, and he's on his way to the free throw line. Try to make it a 3-point play. It's going to be Matthews shooting. That's on Jeff Teague.
And Teague's also athletic. You know, sometimes you forget that. I mean, this guy's got the tools also to be a terrific defender. And I still think he's developing consistency at that end of the floor. And speaking of Jeff Teague's defense, I mean, his rebounding, I think, could also be a little higher. I mean, with his bounce, he can get in there and grab a few more.
Now here is Cephalosha, currently averaging almost 6 points a game. Picked by Horford. Shoots off the screen. Misses off the right iron.
Good pick, but he just couldn't make it count.
Yeah, nice job of setting the screen by his teammate there, and I'm sure he appreciated it.
The Hawks have gone 3 of 5 to start the second half, developing a nice rhythm out there. Humphries kicks to Hardaway. Here's Horford. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
Kevin, he's been a bright spot in what's otherwise been a little bit of a struggle for this team.
There's the dish to Williams. Nowitzki against Humphries. Back to Williams. Jacks up a 3, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Nowitzki. 12 points for Williams.
All these open threes they're giving up have really been the driving force of this run.
And the points are starting to add up in a hurry, especially when you're giving up those looks from deep.
Now here's Horford. He's got 13. Dallas with the ball. They're on a 17-6 run. And Adams kicks to Nowitzki. Williams passes to Nowitzki, and he converts the layup. Nowitzki's got 10 points in just the second half.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of it.
Matthews against Hardaway. Humphries with a screen on Williams. Teague with a clean look. And a miss there on the triple.
Well, he had one three-pointer in the first half, but so far in the second, he's come up with goose eggs.
The Hawks have gone an even 50% from the floor here in the third quarter. 4 of 8. Hardaway dishes to Humphries. Teague against Williams. Clock at 6. And Teague, here we go. Atlanta again missing.
Well, that's an excellent challenge right there. Good job contesting that shot by the defender.
And Nowitzki wide open. He fires. Atlanta with the rebound.
The Hawks were fantastic last season. After the All-Star break, they did slip up a bit, struggled against teams over 500.
And now the fast break. Nowitzki with the ball. That's good from Williams on the assist from Parsons. 14 points for Williams.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Now here's Teague. He's got 11. Left side Hardaway. Sinks the triple.
Tim Hardaway Jr.
Hardaway has got 8.
And guarding him on the perimeter isn't a priority for them right now, but if this continues, it will be.
Nowitzki for 3. Gets it to go for bucket number 8. He's taken just 10 shots.
Boy, has he put his foot on the pedal here this quarter. He's doing a terrific job in terms of leading their offense.
Now here is Horford. He's got 13 and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
And guys, it's been a slow decline for Darren Williams the last few seasons. Once considered an elite point guard, he just doesn't have that stature any longer.
And the Mavericks will go for a different look here. Pachulia, he's checked in for Steven Adams. Lee comes in for Dirk Nowitzki. Powell, he's checked in for Chandler Parsons. Alex Felton in for Wesley Matthews. And the Hawks will go for a different look here. Splitter's checked in for Humphries. Ken Bazemore comes in for Cephalosha. Kirk Heinrich, he's checked in for Hardaway. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Teague. Well, for Williams, Greg, in his decline, his field goal percentage dropped to below 40% last season. Clark, I never thought I'd see the day with that.
Those were the worst offensive numbers since his rookie season. I mean, he had the game that you thought would carry him past his athletic prime, but that might not be the case the way those numbers look.
Here's Schroeder. Following the basket by Raymond Felton. Splitter, that's good.
Assist goes to Dennis Schroeder.
Clark, they've shared the load offensively.
Yeah, they've done a nice job with it, Kevin. Everybody's touching the ball. There's a nice flow to what they're doing offensively.
And, guys, they put the defense on their heels. You can see right now they're trying to react, and that's what you want when you're in a rhythm offensively.
Here's Schroeder. Darren Williams picking up that last basket. Horford kicks it over to Schroeder. And again, it's Atlanta. 16 seconds left in the third. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Williams.
No clue where that pass was going. That is a brutal turnover.
Here's Schroeder. Takes it into the teeth of the D and converts the layup. Schroeder's got 6.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
You know, Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation.
Man, they came out smoking here from beyond.
And, Greg, as hot as they are from out there, absolutely no reason at all not to just keep letting them fly.
And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. It's Dallas opening up a huge gap. We're going to step aside for just a second, but join us right back here for the start of the fourth quarter next. And we're getting underway here in the fourth quarter. The scoreboard tells the story in this matchup, but we'll see how much things change up here. And so it's Dallas with it. Fourth quarter on the court for the Hawks. Splitter is out there with Mike Scott. Then there's Dennis Schroeder. Then there's Heinrich. And it's Patterson in at the small forward. Here's Schroeder after the made shot by David Lee. Here's Heinrich down low. Here's Scott. The shot is off. Good D by Lee.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Now here's Patterson. He dishes it to Splitter. And Patterson kicks it over to Schroeder. Clock at 4. Up top, Splitter. The Hawks need to get off a shot here. Patterson can't get it to go. They're making this a runaway.
And the only question for me right now is just how big the lead will eventually become. Excellent work there in transition.
Yeah, I think it's always better to go early in transition, to attack when it's there, because oftentimes you can beat the defense down the floor.
Here's Schroeder following the score by Dallas.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Curry with a wide open look. And good coming on the assist from Devin Harris.
And really, as the three-pointers keep dropping, you get the sense that the frustration is mounting for the defense.
Yeah, and they either have been unwilling or unable to take that shot away.
Here's Scott. Rejected by Harris. And as it goes out of bounds, Atlanta able to keep the ball here.
Hawks ball.
For Atlanta, they've gone 0 of 6 in the fourth quarter. A disastrous start to the period. Now here's Heinrich. Scott with a screen on Harris. The Hawks again can't hit.
It's almost like he's trying to make things hard on himself. You know, he's just got to slow the game down, try to get some easy ones.
It's Curry outside. Another three for Dallas.
Three-pointers are killing them at this point, and they haven't been able to respond at the other end.
Yeah, and Greg, you know, the only way that's going to turn around defensively is by stopping the outside shot, not getting into a shootout. They're not going to out-shoot out this team.
So it's Atlanta now after the Mavericks pick up 3. Scott with a screen on Harris. Schroeder. Oh, that's blocked.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
And he gets it to go. And a breakdown here, guys. The hustle stats for Dallas.
Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy looks.
And also, how about the points they've gotten in transition or on the fast break tonight? That's been a huge factor as well.
Scott, good.
Where's the box out? Some easy second chance opportunities there.
Those kinds of mistakes drive me crazy and will absolutely derail a team's chance to win.
Harris. No good with the triple.
Oh, that's got to be deflating and disappointing to miss a wide-open shot like that right in your wheelhouse.
Out to the right wing. Looking to end his cold spell, and it's Schroeder missing.
He's been anything but his usual self this quarter. It's actually been ugly to see.
Dallas moving it around. Harris with it. He's picked up by Heinrich. Harris missing again. Atlanta's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Here's Schroeder. That's good.
I'm not sure who was supposed to be on him that possession. I mean, apparently neither did the defenders.
Dishes to Caspi. The feed to Harris. Knocks down the three ball. Harris has got 5 points now this quarter.
Just dialed in from the three-point line in this fourth quarter.
Yeah, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they're putting a world of hurt on him with the triple.
There's a screen. Patterson passes to Schroeder. Lets it fly from 18. No good. Here's Dallas. They're on a 15-4 run. Curry outside. The shot, no good. And it's the Hawks taking it the other way. Heinrich outside.
Remember, for a long time, flopping was like the #1 concern in the NBA. I mean, it still happens a lot, but the rules have curbed it quite a bit. We have seen less and less flopping the last few years.
Scott kicks to Heinrich. Hits it from three-point range.
Talk about doing a Rip Van Winkle on defense. Come on, guys, wake up. Why are they leaving him open at the three-point line? Come on.
Again, the Mavericks score. Some doubted how the flopping fines would have worked. Overall, there have been less egregious flops for the better in the NBA.
Yeah, and there will always be room for embellishment, but I like the fines because it really does minimize the number of extravagant flops. Guys have adjusted, and they're not laying down as much as they used to.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Feeds to Powell. He kicks to Caspi. Outside Curry. Three-pointer. That one is good. He's only missed one shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for Dallas.
You know, a team can have a great shooting night without getting a lot of assists, but tonight, Clark, they had both.
They sure did. I mean, the ball was moving and guys were knocking down shots.
And you can mark this one down in the W column. It'll mark their 23rd of the season.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
It sure is. It's just a 2-gamer since they're in opposite conferences. And you can bet they'll take the same approach right into game 2 that they had tonight.
And beyond the actual result of this game, fans are going to look back and see this was just a monstrous performance for Dirk Nowitzki. And the way he rebounded, he surely was a spark for the team as he was securing everything that came off the iron.
And the Mavericks making a change here. Lee's checked in.
And you can sense the fact that they didn't want to let the fans down here. It's been a fun night to be in the building.
Greg, it really has been. I mean, such a lively, vibrant atmosphere, and no doubt that played a part in the big win.
Here's Splitter. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
You know, they'll want to generate more of those shots in tight, guys.
And the one thing Thiago Splitter gives you every year, Clark, is consistency. The numbers, the effort, the results, all very familiar every year.
Yeah, his game is really built on the intangibles. He hustles, he knows where he's supposed to be, he gets to the right spot at the right time, crashes the boards, takes charges. He does all the little stuff.
Splitter with a screen on Harris. Here's Heinrich, and he uses the glass on the layup.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But, boy, that was a nice job.
Caspi dishes to Curry. Shoots the 3. He parries it. So we see the Mavericks taking the win here. It was a tale of 2 teams tonight, one that was in total control, operating flawlessly, and Clark the other just searching for answers that they could never find.
Well, I think these fans, too, Kevin, gave their team a tremendous lift. I mean, they never gave up on him. From the opening tip until the end of the game, they were in it. And that certainly helped this crew get to the W.
And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. And now the award-winning Ernie Johnson will take it from here. We'll see you next time.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thanks, Kevin, and let's take a look now as we give the nod to our Jordan Player of the Game. The fourth quarter was all him. It was like he couldn't miss, and it was just one basket after another.
He was dead on from the field tonight, guys. I'd call his performance economical because there was no wasted opportunities. He took advantage of every good look he got. I mean, everything he put up was going in.
Just an amazing impact he had in this game. After not even being in the starting lineup, he's an other Ernie, and the crowd was loving it. They really enjoyed his style of play. He's going to continue to create more and more new fans for himself. I'm sure of that.
And that wraps things up, folks. Thanks for joining us. For Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, Kevin Harlan, and the rest of the 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. Good night, everybody.